Okay, we are now going to go into Hobby Lobby, and I'm chosen 4 colors. Poopy green, light blue, brown, this is Ella in spirit, and dark blue or dark green, whichever we're feeling. So, let's go. Hello everybody. Today we will be reading crochet Reddit posts. So I just went on to the r/crochet on Reddit, and one of the things says, sorry, my computer's right here, so yeah. It says, I want to know your crochet horror stories. I'm sitting here, my brain isn't working because I'm completely insane and decided to do another blanket. First off, I've never made a blanket. I'm currently making one, and I've been working on it for like 4 months now, and it's probably like this thick. So I don't like blankets. All in single crochet. To cover a full to queen sized bed. Again. I have a problem. Also, my Netflix show ended in the middle of this. My Netflix show ended in the middle of the show because the rest isn't available. Oh. All in all, I'm bored out of my mind. That's crazy. I had a friend and she started learning to crochet, and I don't know. The first thing she decided to make was a blanket. She's never finished it. She started crocheting 2 years ago. I don't know if she's made anything besides that. I think she started a like Himalayan cow plushie or something like that. Never finished it either. But the blanket she was making, it was like single crochet. It might have been half double, but it was not a tall stitch. It was like something really small. It might have even been slip stitch. Who knows? And I was like, that's crazy. And she was like, well, it's a square. I was like, just make like a hand towel or something, or like a pot holder, something, you know, you can make a square. It doesn't have to be a blanket. So anyways, I'm not a fan of blankets. Okay, let's see what the replies are. My cat is losing her mind. Please just let me scroll on the computer. Okay. Oh my word. Not my cat. I love my cat. The first one was 12 years ago. Oh my gosh. This cat. She is misbehaved. Yeah, that's right. Get. Anyways, it's mild compared to the stories here, but I was trying to work from a center pull skein. Unfortunately, I grabbed the wrong end. It's not so much that I used the end from the outside, it's that I pulled the end. Oh, I pulled the end from the outside all the way through the center of the skein and used it that way. Every time that I wanted to pull more yarn, I had to manually unwrap from the outside, then pull it through. Fortunately, it was only 50 grams. That's pretty good. I am not very good at like center pulling, but I do have like a yarn spinner, so it's like once I get past that initial like untangling and pulling out, birthing the baby from the center pull, then the cake is like really easy to just pull out the center. I love doing from the center because then I like to see it like deflate. But I was going to be crocheting while we do this, but I cannot multitask like that. This is what my skein is looking like now, and I'm pulling from the center, and it's starting to just like, so, but there's no going back. Like, I don't know what else I could do except just persevere. I'm proud of you. Untangling yarn is like the worst thing. I can't believe how old this is. 12 years. Crochet, man. Okay, let's see. Okay, I just read the first sentence. I don't know. I'm crocheting and interlocking circle scarf, just to find out that I had interlocked half of the scarf backwards. I probably shouldn't have read this one because I don't know what interlocking, I'm gonna look it up real quick. Okay, I looked it up. It is stunning. I want to do interlocking crochet. That's like really beautiful. Anyway, okay. Oh, and she had done it backwards. Oh. It was my first major project too. I haven't had time to crochet since then, and now I'm sad. The moral is to always, always double check your work and where you're at before proceeding. To add insult to the injury, it was extremely expensive yarn that luckily I got at a thrift store. Sadness all around. Yarn is expensive. And yeah, so this is not a similar story, but I have a sweater that I crocheted for my brother, but it's like half done. I need to finish like half of the front panel and then like make the collar and like extend the sleeves and make like the cuffs at the end of the sleeves. And I probably spent like $60 worth of yarn. Like it's like 10 to 12 skeins or something like that. And then I just kept running out of yarn and running out of yarn. So I went back to Hobby Lobby over and over. And then finally the dye lot was out, and like the yarn that I got no longer matched the dye lot. And yeah, so I had to set it down, and I haven't come back for a year and a half. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I'm considering frogging it and then just making him a whole nother sweater. Not out of that yarn, just doing something completely different. Because it was like, I think it was a slip stitch and a half double crochet. And you just alternate. And it was agonizing. So let me know what you think I should do. And yeah, I got really burnt out and really depressed about it. And crochet is time consuming. So I don't blame this person for not being able to come back to crochet since then. I mean, that was posted 12 years ago, so hopefully by now, yes. But yeah, okay, let's keep going. Mine wins. It says mine wins, period. Well, it doesn't say period, it just has a period. Okay, whatever. I made a beautiful floral blanket, squares, tiny, tiny squares. I was trying a new color joining technique, and some of the squares are unraveling. I followed it up and hid it several years ago. I keep thinking maybe I can use the yarn needle and sew the unraveling parts, but I am terrified. I'll try to take a post picture. Okay, let me see if I can look at the picture. But yeah, I mean, that's relatable. I think that's very similar to the story I just shared of literally that sweater is in a box tucked away in a cabinet. I haven't looked at it in months. And yeah, this person had it hidden away for years. And that's okay. Like sometimes that's just crochet, you know? You just hide it away and forget about it. And that's life. Okay, this one's kind of long. Let's see if it's juicy. Not sure if this is the kind of horror story you're looking for, but here's something. The first project that I ever made was a hat. I'm so proud of it. Parentheses. Especially since I was really terrible at learning how to crochet. So I learned how to make a hat with a little pom-pom on top. And I just kept the same thing. I kept making the same thing in different colors, but otherwise the same thing. And giving them to people, family, friends. Totally relatable. I did the same thing. I made a market bag, and then I made another one, and another one, and another one. I think I probably made 8 market bags in the first few months of me crocheting. And you know what? People use market bags, and they're really cute, and they're trending, so it worked. And then the other thing is really terrible at learning to crochet. I feel like everyone is really terrible at learning to crochet. I picked it up pretty quickly, but I remember it being kind of difficult to learn. Additionally, the person who taught me was left-handed and I'm right-handed, so the whole time we were like, wait, I think she crocheted right-handed to show me how to do it, which was really nice. She's very talented. Now she's into knitting. Anyway, okay. But I never saw anyone ever wear them. When I asked about it, I was given the wide-eyed stare that a squirrel might give you as the headlights of your automobile face it down the middle of the street. What an image. That's so vivid. Everyone would either change the subject or brush me off. Like, now, it's not cold enough for that. What do you mean? It's freezing outside. I actually just prefer my old hat. I will say that's low-key what you get for not, like, asking people what they want. I know that, like, a lot of times we make crochet gifts because you don't want to just, like, collect all of these crochet projects. Like, you want them to go somewhere and, like, have use. But I also haven't seen people use my market bag. And I'm pretty sure it just, like, hangs in people's closets and they don't use it. And that's just because I was making stuff, not necessarily thinking about the person on if they would use it or not, just like making something that I knew how to make and giving it out to people. I think people appreciate handmade gifts, but also nowadays there's so much junk just like going around. And not saying that your work is junk, just saying that like we as a society have so many things in our houses that we don't use and that we don't need, and that they're like kind of just taking up space. So whenever you give a gift to somebody, you really have to think about like, are they actually going to be using this? Like, you really need to think it through, because I want my crochet to be appreciated. Okay. Eventually, I practiced more and learned how to get better and better at it. We love that. That's when it dawned on me. No one would wear my hats because they were hideous. A sad day for me, but at least it meant I was finally getting better enough to realize how bad my early creations were. Yeah, it happens. I'm trying to think of if I have like something that I made that I know was hideous. And now I'm questioning if I'm even good at crochet, because like, I mean, my first market bag was probably pretty hideous, but that's just because it was really ugly yarn. It was like bright yellow and green yarn, and it like split a lot. I'm pretty sure it was Walmart yarn. Yeah, I don't know, crochet, and some people just think crochet is ugly. Like, no matter how beautiful you make it, people are just gonna think that crochet is ugly. Okay, let's do one more, and that will conclude our video. So I'm gonna try to find, oh, this one's pretty chunky. Okay, I guess it would be nice if I share my own, right? Okay, here you go. I love that. Once upon a time, I was young and stupid. I decided I was going to make a blanket, even though I had no idea how to make said blanket. So I figured I could, okay, once again, blanket. Don't do it. So I figured I could just make a bunch of squares and sew them together to make a pretty pattern. I think that's the smartest way to make a blanket, because that's really easy to take on the go. Like, you just do a square at a time. I think that's pretty smart. So that's what I did. I bought the most expensive yarn my 16-year-old self could find and brought it home. It looked like yarn on the outside. I couldn't touch it because it was wrapped up in plastic, but the paper liner thing showed a blanket, so I figured it would work. That's weird. I've never seen yarn in plastic. This is weird. It turned out to be thread. Okay, thread, you guys. I could have cried. Instead of driving the hour back to return the $50. $50 on thread? Okay, instead of driving the hour back to return the $50 plus I spent on thread, I went ahead and started my crochet. It showed a blanket. I was getting my blanket. I had hooks small enough to work thread, so I started chaining and chaining and chaining. It was horrible. I couldn't see the stitches. My fingers locked up on me. The size of the squares I had planned were taking 150 chains to make. stuff of nightmares. I ended up giving some of it to my boyfriend's grandma because she did lace work. She would love it, or she loved it. The rest I stashed away until I could get back and return it. I forgot to return it. Found it 2 years later, burned it. That felt good. She burned it? Or they burned it? That's crazy. Well, that's insane. $50. I'm trying to think of like, maybe the picture was like a picture of a blanket. Like, did it look like a crochet blanket? Are there any replies? I think the person that said, mine wins, they replied, they said, I thought mine was the worst, but you might have me be. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I just don't even know what to say on that. And $50 is a lot. On thread? Anyway, comment down below what your horror story is, I guess. I got my Christmas tree up, but we don't have the ornaments on it, and it has a lot of gaps in it, and I have random things to put inside of it so it will not have gaps. And sorry that this past week didn't have a post. This was supposed to be the post for last week, but I'm just going to push it to this week so that I have time to film and edit videos, because right now I'm filming videos the week of, and I'd rather be doing it like the week before and kind of have a head start. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want to see more Reddit posts. This is the very first Reddit post video I've done, so let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next video.